Greetings. We're going to change this up a little bit. You know, after further meditation on that documentary from last night, there's a lot of things that I find alarming. So that's what it is. So we're going to have some fun with it until we figure it out. So, I mean, everyone's welcome. However, this is mainly for Commissioner Gordon and the men in black. You're welcome to stick around. We like to trigger demons around here for fun, just so they can drop stupid prizes when they run. So after further personality hacking of Gotham City, which breaks down into gutter pig, that's what that means. We're looking for a Commissioner Gordon. And Commissioner Gordon, he breaks down into an ISTP. So he senses our intuition. So that's always cool. However, I do have to admit that I was wrong. I've always seen Batman as INFJ, but it's INTJ. And it does make sense because that would be 5-star Jesus. 5-star Jesus would be the INTJ, and that would be the scorpion that stings frogs. That would be the scorpion that stings frogs. And the issue with that is that's the guy that can't talk about spirituality at his job because they're a conflict of interest. So that's Batman wearing a mask. He night lives in spirituality, but he has a day job. He has a Bruce Wayne day job. I'm having so much fun with this. Now, me personally, I don't want to be the Joker. God's the Joker in this situation. Keep that in mind because God is doing some very strange things on your planet. And I want to figure this out. So, we're going to take the this isn't Superman. This is the bat signal because they tried to persecute Christ consciousness. And I can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about them fueling my ascension because, I mean, Jesus was an ascended master. However, in this situation, he is 5-star Jesus and Batman. He's 5-star Jesus and Batman, and there seems to be a lot of these cults going on the planet. And I think the best thing to do at this point in time is be a light worker. So if we're going to be a light worker and shed light on the situation, Commissioner Gordon would be an ISFJ. He would be sensing my intuition. So, Pisces, don't be afraid to ask for help. Thank you, tarot reader, but everywhere I turn, there's a new illusion based on false light teachers that have been harvesting Pisces for their own manifestations and things of that nature. And I'm sure that's going to piss Commissioner Gordon off sooner or later, if we can find one that can't be corrupted. Now, in the state of affairs that we're at, where I'm at in America, let's face it, the whole system's built on a scam. So as we rebuild and go forward, where the shit's just a little bit more of a level playing field, we'll probably have to have some outside help. I'm sure there's a Commissioner Gordon in another fucking country that can't be corrupted, but it's what it is. And so far, what that individual would have is 5-star Jesus in my reviews. That would be Batman wearing a mask because he can't have his day job and spirituality at the same time. So that makes him Batman wearing a mask. And me, I'm just going to take the signal, Scott. I'm going to take they tried to persecute an Earth Angel situation hidden in plain sight as a test from God. Now, if you were to break these things down based on that documentary that I watched last night on lizard people, things of that nature, what you're going to find is universal life force energy dealing with me. And as a spiritual shapeshifter, I can make that shit anything that I want to. Okay, great. So how did we get to this point? Instead of depolarizing, if you know, you know, I decided not to do that because I didn't want to lose. It came with a warning. Cool, I don't like warnings. You may not care about what other people are talking about. How the fuck am I going to be Loki the Avenger counselor if I don't give a shit what people are talking about? So that just didn't sit with me. So I did the whole Joe Gakuskas, healing the masculine and the feminine energies with Ascended Master Jesus, Ascended Master Mary. And then when I transcended consciousness with the Buddha, the Chokure, the sacred symbol, I drop that shit on the source. Now, when I do a QHHT session And it's what it is. I mean, when it comes to my QHHT sessions, I need a lot of practice, because when I put a pyramid around that client and they call and them calling the higher self, before we ever even get to that point, I'm already channeling from where I drop my choke-array symbol when I transcended consciousness with the Buddha. So whatever I have broke through and tapped into, I ask for an angel. God, I remember where my symbol is, and I ask at that point in time, hey, can you send me an angel so that I can see truths in this tarot reading? And then what do I get with my channeled connection? Do a 12D shield. They tell you to throw your starred Andromeda. No. I remember where I dropped my choke-array symbol, and I call Dolores Cannon's river. She uses a silver river meditation. I use a DNA strand that looks like a fucking Ghostbusters electroplasmic gun. Anyway, so my Jose Silva screen does fun stuff. So when I establish that connection and I ask God, I don't fucking ask anything outside of where I drop that symbol, to send me an angel of truth, Archangel. I don't give a fuck. I ask God and let God do what God does. Whatever I transcended to and stood is like standing on the sun. Okay, cool. That's Dr. Manhattan. And then you got Dr. Manhattan saying my cousin's name in the fucking movie clip. So something very weird is going on. And we've been set up by the creator consciousness that I transcended to with the Buddha and dropped the choke-array symbol. So as starseeds realities continue to play out like fucking movies and their movie magic backfires, I'm assuming that comes from the Kabbalah that I haven't read and my past lives setting me the fuck up through the three fates. Am I happy about it? No. People were passing. They sent death magic to the healer, and if my house of 8, if my Pisces sun 8th house represents death, well, then they've been siphoning karma unknowingly. Oh, we don't know. We're going to be energy vampires, and we're going to suck the karma off this guy. They're stupid. So anyway, we have to work. We have to deal with. There's natural disasters. Commissioner Gordon would be the fucking one to deal with. I'm just the light. I'm just the bat signal at this point. We're going to make Jesus the INTJ Batman because he's got the mask. Jesus has to wear a mask at work. When I use divination to figure out what is going on around my energy, and I have a reader out of Austin say Ra is on foot in Texas chasing demons, well, then that fucking lets me know that I've just embodied the sun. I'm a medium too. I asked God to send me shit, and a tarot reader's talking about Ra. Now, do I believe everything that a tarot reader says? Yes, because I'm using them for my own energy when I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going around so that I can clarify, so that I can make the exact what. It's what it is. If two shall see, so shall it be, and then reality magically changes around me. Thank you, universe. So, what is the issue that we're looking at? Well, we're stuck in the energy of Batman now mixed with Dr. Manhattan. I can't get out of that. The universe sat Pisces down so fucking tower moments could happen all around, from me calling my energy back and getting the negative energy off it. They keep projecting negative energy. I keep fucking getting it rid. I don't want that energy. I don't want, like a fucking bat signal. I'm expanding my light. I'm trying to expand my light. They're trying to cage that shit because of all the energy that they've sent at it. So as I expand my light, it goes back on them. Okay, great. And fucking all these readers are now saying that. So cool. Thank you, Commissioner Gordon. Let's continue forward. When I hear in that documentary, the same reader that I trust talked about a seraphim in human form. Okay, great. Well, then when I hear on that documentary that seraphim equals the snake and Nephilim energy, and I'm asking the higher self from a class that I took, along with QHHT, when I believe Dolores Cannon more than fucking any of these people as a volunteer light worker, chosen one, whatever you want to call it. I don't give a shit. I chose to drop the Chokeray symbol on the source because starseeds, oh, I want to go home. Cool. I transcended consciousness with the Buddha in a class and went there. While I was there, I dropped a stupid prize. I played a stupid game and I dropped a stupid prize. Right, now I just remember where that symbol is and I'm channeling light. So something very strange and profound is going on. Can it be duplicated? I got no idea. It's an inner light awakening of the INFJ. That says Scott Moore. The witnessing of the awakening of the INFJ's inner light is a reason an INFJ exists. The possibility of standing next to a real-time miracle. Cool, that's what your fucking counselors are saying. Your licensed MBTI counselor, I just repeated what he said word for word and gave him credit for it. Thank you, Scott Morgan. Did I take the shit New Level, New Devils? Yes, I'm not afraid of God. You're supposed to be God-fearing. I'm afraid of it. The devil said to the witch, you will never survive the storm. The witch said to the devil, I am the storm. God said, yes, and I made all of you. And will pick you up and throw you around and do whatever I want to with it. Now, in that documentary, when he was talking about spirit, talking about him making lizard chickens and shit. If you haven't seen the documentary, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. Anyway, he was talking about them gene splicing and shit, making lizard chickens. Chicken to I can't remember what it was. An alligator. Took an alligator and a chicken trying to make a fucking velociraptor. You got Woodward talking about that shit right now. Okay, cool, whatever. So he said, they would get but when it would hatch, come to the hatching stage, it would pass away. And the way they're looking at it is God didn't throw a spirit into that hatchling. Okay, well, as soon as he said it, I thought, well, fuck, every time I ask God to send me an angel so that I can see truth in a tarot reading, isn't that basically what he's doing? I'm asking the source to send me an angel so I see nothing but truth, because I know he's fucking busy. Right, so that's the same thing that they're talking about, God sending spirits into chicken lizards. That was kind of funny. He said they're taking an alligator and a chicken trying to make a velociraptor out of it, and I thought, well, if God's rejecting throwing spirit into a fucking chicken lizard brain, what the hell is he throwing into my reptilian brain? Because that's what it is. And then you have readers talking about a human in seraphim form. Cool, I'm looking for that. Because we went from embodying the sun and a reader picking up raw energy to God throwing seraphim lizards in a lizard brain. Getting to the bottom of this shit is my only concern. And people being poisoned. Commissioner Gordon. People are going and trying to talk to half-wits that are unaware of this information. And then the pen is mightier than the sword for profit. So that is them poisoning prophets for profit. When it clearly states, can touch not my, do my prophets no harm. Touch not my anointed. Okay, cool. This is the crown of thorns that you see glowing right now. I ascended up my rainbow chakra system with the Kundalini serpents tapped into both sides of my brain. Bah! Sunshine, baby. Where did I go from there? Straight to the source. Do a QHHT session every time you hear a QHHT practitioner say that they feel this overwhelming feeling of love in the room when the higher self comes into a client. Cool. I channel that shit like an addict. I channel that like I can't get enough coffee. I just got to wake up. So there's love coming into the room and I like to change the way I feel. Come on, give me some more of that God. Let's channel that shit right through our crown. And it's a direct connection. So a holy person does not mean good. That shit means whole. And when you're talking about a snake or a seraphim meaning snake, and I'm asking for angels and shit, What is universal life force energy, and who gives anyone the right to fucking judge? It's the whole thing of me knowing that I'm an INFJ mirror, an energetic mirror, a spiritual shapeshifter. How the fuck? Okay, so there's werewolves running around, and I'm a mirror. How the fuck am I going to judge what gets in my mirror? Only you can judge you because you're looking in a mirror. Oh, my whiskers are oh, my fangs are crooked. What's the problem with energy vampires? They can't see their reflection in my mirror, and then they don't realize that they have fucked up my normal meditation because they're energy vampires sucking off life path 8 karma. Represents death and transformation. Karma or dharma. That's the angel of death and transformation. Okay, great. So they're taking the death instead of the dharma. They're taking the karma instead of the blessings. They're learning a lesson instead of working together for a blessing. It has nothing to do with me. So in that documentary, he was talking about shadow figures. Cool. That's the jinn that we've been talking about for fucking weeks now. He saw a light entity. I've seen that shit in California. It ties into California Watcher information. Well, fuck, that ties into the Watchman and Dr. Manhattan. And you got Blue Avion Transformer energy with fucking whatever they're talking about. So it's a huge puzzle. My thing is, it's universal life force energy. It's whatever you set your intentions to of a positive nature. However, I've seen these disembodied figures running around in the planes of light that my astral sight sees, just like Scott Morgan, licensed MBTI counselor, talking about. The INFJ has stumbled on to the light, the planes of light. When they come back into society like a bodhisattva with a crown, right? They're shunned, bullied, da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, cool. So if you know that's what's going to happen, fucking, who would expect anything? Fucking lowered expectations. Like I'm going to lower my expectations on half-wits and dumbasses. Come on. You expect it. If I were to try to change up what I'm doing or do the same thing over again, expecting a different result from a half-wit dumbass, that makes me the insane one, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result from an unaware dumb fuck. Plain and simple. Dolores Cannon said. That's why I like to revert back to the teacher that taught me. Until you can prove her wrong in 116 countries, the 117th is America, and you're fucking wrong. There's 116 countries that are giving you 2 middle fingers with instant healing results. 3 waves of volunteers, lizard people, Pleiadians, Orions. That's what it is. If the whole fucking world is wrong, big bad bully, then change your fucking self. Anyway, what am I alarmed with? I've had this experience of the body jumping situation. Right? Fucking scarred 2 women for life. Okay, cool. So there's obviously a mystery behind that. And with all these Fruit Loops using magic and getting that shit involved, it's a fucking magic trick. How are you going to figure out the magician's trick unless the magician never reveals his trick? Okay, cool. Well, they picked the wrong fucking magician's assistant because they couldn't saw me in half. Their trick failed. What did they saw in half? Camp Mystic in Texas. Lake Isabella earthquake on Mother's Day. God, send me an angel to show me truths. Fucking natural disasters on holidays. Well, you know, you can't trust this person. Well, yeah, I know. That's why I locked them out of my life 20 years ago or more. You've got that energy all in the cards of people fucking from the past trying to come back into Pisces energy because of the INFJ door slam. Something absolutely normal. They have been shut the fuck out and pissed off because I got the key, the low key. And you got to ask yourself, Oh, Pisces has moved on and got 5-star reviews. Could you have achieved that with any of these people? They want me to step out of character because that's all they are. A reason to step the fuck out of character. So, moving forward. If you know and you expect anything different from them, then you're doing the same thing over and over again with a karmic stuck on the fucking wheel, expecting a different result. No, I'm sorry. You can take that insane shit on the other side of the INFJ door slam. The shit's legendary for a reason, and look at the disasters it has caused. Right. You've got readers talking about it this morning. They've got together in groups because that's what they do. Oh, here's a chance. Here's an easy fucking target. Oh shit, natural disasters. Well, yeah, because of all the things that we did moving forward to obtain those 5-star. That's fucking practicing. My business. Practicing. Overcoming shit you'll never overcome. That's a dupter. That's a dupter with a pen that's mightier than the sword, poisoning spiritual people for their spiritual healing gifts. Where do we have a fucking conflict in that? People using voodoo on the Earth Angel. People making they want to make the Earth Angel sick. Well, fuck, we had to learn how to deflect that. What happened? Can't Mystic. Prove me wrong. Natural disasters, prove me wrong. Now you got groups running around, oh God, we've caused natural disasters. It's going to come to the light. That's what the tarot readers say. I trust them. You can't fucking trust people causing natural disasters. Now, can you? So, it's what it is. Over money. Oh, we've got to do everything we can for, I'll buy that for $1. Here, let me fucking, oh, I need a sandwich. Let me go take out this fucking spiritual teacher. I need an extra soda. Oh, please, I'll do anything. Cups empty. So is what it is. I'm going to be picking apart that documentary for 3 reasons. Number 1, the light being that he and his friends saw in that documentary. I've talked to people about seeing that light being. I saw it at a fucking. I was in sober living in California and went to do service work at a strawberry festival, and I saw that shit walking down the street amongst people. Okay, cool. That's called the planes of light. If you look into what Higher Balanced Institute talked about the planes of light, it's a higher frequency. You're raising up to the higher frequencies where you can see the higher frequency light beings. It's fucking simple Google search. What is the issue with that? If you go and try to talk to a half-wit, dumb fuck, unaware dupter with a pen that's mightier than the sword, he's poisoning you for fucking Google information he hasn't looked at. That is a crime against humanity, any way you look at it. I don't like these chosen people that have ascended up to the higher dimensions and frequencies that I don't get to experience. We're going to put them in a gas chamber. Okay, cool. Thank you, Dr. Nazi. Simple enough. And you got to keep in mind. My discernment is exactly how the occult was using pendulums to read that energy. That's what it is. Right? And if you know that INFJ Adolf in WW2 was using psychics to do his bidding and dirty work, cool, do the opposite. Love always wins. Simple enough. It's just what it is. Instead of gas chambering a bunch of fucking people and being the INFJ evil guy, cool, get them on a fucking YouTube screen so that they're looking in the gas chamber that the switch never was flipped on. Now you're all the ones sitting outside of the Nazis' gas chamber. We're waiting to see the demise of the chosen one. Cool, and you wonder why these people are in their feelers. You wonder why they're all in. Is he going to be gone today? Oh my God. Is the light of truth going to be gone today? Oh my God. It's shining in the light. We're the shit. And he's shining light on us because we're the shit. Cool. I can polish you up any way I want to. You're still the shit. You're still a fucking turd no matter who I present you to. So, enjoy. And yeah, I mean, go pick that fucking, you can go pick that documentary apart. And I'm not saying that I disagree with anything, but when he gets, we're channeling universal life force energy based on our positive intent. So I don't give a shit what God throws into my cosmic egg they're calling a wrecking ball. You're a cosmic wrecking ball with a powerful crystalline aura and shield. Okay, cool. I look at that like in that documentary when he's talking about a fucking lizard chicken. I am nothing more than a lizard chicken that God's throwing spirit in. And that's what he says. He says you get to the hatching point. But when it hatches, it passes away because God says, well, you're not a chicken and you're not a lizard, so no, you don't get a spirit. Okay, cool. Well, I'm asking God for fucking spirit. I don't give a shit what God sends me to get out of the fucking mess they've created. Think about that. You got terrorists talking about fucking Raws in Texas on foot chasing demons. Well, you know, if I can smell death, I want to find out why. Where does it lead me to? A concert where people are fucking weirded out because I walk up on them. Oh, what's going on with this motherfucker? I just pull my camera out, start taking pictures. Well, I'm in public. I'm a fucking cop auditor. I'm going to go follow the police and take video. Sweet. The energy affects them in ways they don't understand. Sweet. I mean, you can't tell me that there weren't some people that had fucking snuck a pew-pew into the fucking concert. They were handing it off to one another while I'm at the fucking artist lounge entrance. I know exactly why my intuition took me there. That's what it is. And made a whole fucking channel about it, all cryptic and shit out. That's what it is. I absorbed a ton of energy from that situation. It's my fucking energy. I can only call back my energy, but when you get lost in a crowd, you can use them as a catalyst to call back more. It's my energy. It's the fucking sun. What comes around goes around. The same way they're doing a fucking ritual to harvest your energy, cool. I did one of a positive nature. This is the fucking same thing. They're doing some evil dark shit. I'm doing some positive light shit. Aww. Anyway, you know, when you pick that documentary apart, when he is talking about the information that is lost from the Aztecs, okay, cool. Look at the Fingerprint of the Gods by Graham Hancock. That's the reason they don't like Graham Hancock. He makes them fucking have to redo everything they ever just decided to come up with. The pen's mightier than the sword. Let's just poison these people with false information. We can't figure it out. Let's just make some shit up. Let's fill in the blanks with how we feel. Let's fill in the blanks with what we think. Cool, what you think and what you feel has nothing to do with the facts. They find a fact. Graham Hancock finds a fact, presents that to fucking anthropologists. Oh God, that means we have to go back and change everything that we tried to control the narrative of and fuck up. Oh, we have to change everything. Oh no, we can't do that. No. We just have to blackball this guy. We just have to fucking make him look like a fool. Oh, we don't fucking no. We've always been right. Terrence Howard's got him rethinking math. I don't care about any of that shit. When it comes to the Aztec aspect of missing information from the Mayans ascended. They all ascended together. Aztecs, all that shit. Okay, great. So you're talking about Tezcatlipoca, the demonic sun god, lord of divination and human sacrifice, and there is symbolism all throughout your tarot cards. So when the dude's talking about fucking working with the enemy, opening portals with tarot, no. Fucking that's half-wit way of thinking about it. You connect with your higher self, you have a spiritual awakening, you depend on your intuition, and you do positive things for the next right reason and listen to God and da 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 da. Cool. Then you have a divine spiritual practice or a karmic spiritual practice. Cool. Those shadow people he was talking about are jinn whisperers. That's why I built my shield, so I can get as mad as I fucking want to. Right? So like, oh God, this is a scary movie. I don't watch scary movies. However, right, you get fucking startled. You're talking about entities that we need heightened states of rage or fear. Yeah, I got an INFJ shield. And send that shit back to them, surrounded by the angels. Aww. Right? However, you have people that are trying to decipher the past and match the past. They're trying to figure out how a fucking Atari works. They're trying to figure out how an 8-track tape player works when we're in an MP3 world now. Prove me wrong. I'm all for learning the past, but trying to decide, trying to take the fucking past. If I take a movie, if I take a film projector and I've got 2 frames in the movie, right? That fucking, this frame, that's the past. This is the future. The center of it is the present moment. That this will always be the future frame going forward. Cool. So if I cut those frames in 2 different sections, they're one molecule off. It's a frame. It's a stop frame. Look, I'm a dimension. I'm moving around in the movie. Dimension. I take those frames and I throw them to opposite ends of the universe. I throw one to the fucking Aztec region and I throw one down here to Wally World. Even though they are one molecule apart, and throw them fucking one to the sun and one to the moon. They have nothing to do with each other. They're 2 completely different realities. So trying to fucking decipher information from the past when we've got 3 waves of volunteers here now, well, that's what it is. How can any of that old school information apply to anything after 3 waves of volunteers came here to get the state out of the fucking affair that it's, to get the planet out of the state of affairs that it's in from that way of thinking they don't understand from the past? That information they're trying to decipher from the past is why you're in the fucking position you're in now. We're still trying to learn the past. Yeah, but you're not focusing on the present moment or the future. Right? And whatever you're focusing on the past is why you're in the situation you're in now. They control the narrative. They edit it. Oh, well, we have this missing book and we have it. Well, yeah, they didn't want you to know any of that shit. It's called occult hidden knowledge for a reason. And you got people making documentaries based on the information they found that was given to them. You want the information, you go to a Buddhist temple. Buddhism, school of thought. What do they have? Everything, every religion, every culture. Why do you think Dr. Strange went to Kathmandu, found the ancient one, and studied? He had access to everything. Cool, that's a Buddhist temple, a Buddhist monastery. Plain and simple. They don't give a fuck who you are. Oh, we've got the Vatican. It looks like a big snake. Yeah, that's what it is. Buddhism will tell you that shit too. That's what it is. They tell you everything. That's why they were seen as spiritual deviants. Monks, yeah, they go to the market with an offering bowl. They just stand there. Oh, right. Couple comes to market. Yeah, the women know that the monks are fucking psychics. They come right up to them, whisper in their ear, ask them questions. That's all they do. Stand there with their bowl, and you come up and you ask them a question. They wear an off-colored robe, but prisoners wore like this fucking orange. So what they wear like this off brown coat, the friar tuck, standing there with their offering bowl. Hey, is he cheating on me? Yes, my dear. She put some shit in his bowl. She's sitting there doing love readings for these people, using their spiritual gifts and their ability to heal after they were the last thing you met in a war. when you had two dynasties come together and there was a battle, at the very end, it didn't matter how many soldiers were on every side. There were like 5 or 10 sonic booms standing there with a shield, with a chi shield. So, negative energy, sonic boom. You can't penetrate their shield. Oh, how did this happen? We can't see their shield. Yeah, you got video all over the place. Little Oriental girls throwing your ass up against a bus with chi energy. I'm out of here. Namaste.